Hmm. Strange. Hello guys, welcome back to the kingdom, and welcome to phase 2. Now, I haven't explained what phase 1 was ever, but phase 1 was basically getting the initial things for the world, resources, a way of getting experience, and that's about it. So those are the very, very basic parts of the world, and we also planned out the spawn chunks so we know where they are. Now we can really take advantage of the spawn mechanics. Now if you don't know what spawn chunks are, or you don't know the mechanics I'm talking about, do watch the video in the description that I made quite recently actually. It's incredibly detailed on what things you should know, and will give you a good idea of what we're doing going forward on the world. So today we're doing the planning for the rest of the world. Now it's going to be the most important video I'll ever do on the series, and one of the most interesting I bet. So I need a way to have a storage room underneath the middle of the world, so that it's going to be quite complex, because I need every farm in the world leading to it through hoppers. So there will be basically thousands of hoppers underneath this world going everywhere, sorting systems, automatic furnaces, automatic systems, everything I could possibly do. Now that's going to go in the bottom. It's going to have a lot of planning for that, a lot of building. I won't be able to finish all that today, unfortunately, but today I want to plan out how I'm going to do it, where it's going to go, and also I want to put in a portal lift. Now if you don't know a portal lift, that's also linked in the description. That's where I can go through a portal in the overworld, go into Nether, wait a few seconds, come back through the same portal and end up at the top of the world, or at the bottom of the world. Now that's going to be my way of getting up and down between two places. So I need a storage area down the bottom, and also a sort of a base living area up the top, and a way to get between is the portal lift. So it's going to be really, really cool to see. Now, because I want to have an automatic furnace system and sorting systems, everything else, they will work while I'm not in the spawn chunks. So my idea is to mine stuff at somewhere else, send minecart chests through the Nether, get them into spawn chunks when I'm not here. There will then be items to be taken out of them through automatic systems, the items smelted, sorted and everything else. When I come back, there's a load of empty minecarts left. That is the aim. Total automation of everything I want to have. It's going to be quite complex and quite fun. Now to get that to work, I need a separate portal just for the minecarts to come through, which is not the same as the portal for the bottom of the lift or the top of the lift, which needs to not interfere with either of them. So they need to be totally independent. I don't want to change the portal lift portal and then come through the minecart one, or vice versa. Just wouldn't be very happy for me. I also want to look at having another way into everywhere, so into the surface, so maybe another portal again, which is again independent from the rest. So to come through on the surface, and then maybe a way down separately and a way up separately. So there's a lot of complex things going to be going on, which is going to be quite fun to watch. And I have done more clearing out of the spawn chunks, and I got rid of a whole thing there, got rid of the thing there, got rid of that whole massive thing there. Quite easy and quick with my efficiency tools and all my TNT. So I need to show you something quickly on the Enderman Farm, and then we get cracking with what we're doing today. And that is that, why is it so bright in this farm? So if you go on to the BL value, it's always 12. So we're always very, very bright in this Enderman Farm. And that's because underneath all of these hoppers I have glowstone wherever I can, and with that, light goes through hoppers because they're see-through objects, and also the light goes through carpet. So it's lovely and bright in it all the time, which is brilliant. And I have been busy, so I have got 3 wither skeleton skulls, I've got my efficiency, or my silks, my fortunes, got some swords. So yeah, should be good. Let's move on to some planning then. Okay, so first things first, I need to get that portal in for the portal lift. Now, I need to remove this for the portal here, otherwise it will get in the way. Also, I've planned out all the slime chunks in the spawn chunks, so there are some over there, one down there, one over there, and also one inside the witch farm itself. Now this is one that caused some problems, because down below level 40 I will get slimes in the 16 by 16 area. So I'm going to have to make it so the portal is right in the centre, and then make sure that all these first 4 chunks of the world are completely spawn proof, just to keep it nice and symmetrical. So these 16 here, I won't have any machinery in or hoppers or anything else, it'll be nice and safe. And then outside that I can do branches of storage or furnaces or I don't know, enchanting or potions and stuff and all sorts of things. But first of all I need to get this portal ready. So it's going to go down here, and I probably want the one above maybe say height of 200, would give me 50 leeway. So down here would be the other spot, and I will be abusing glowstone a lot with this because they're basically my torches now. So I'm down at level 21. I'm far enough away from the witch farm so that won't interfere with it. I'm low enough to be giving myself not enough space, so it should be good to be down here at level 21. Might go to level 20, same thing really. So I'm going to set up a portal down here and a portal up at the top of the world, and then we'll look at wiring it up for the instant transfer, and then we can look at adding another portal. So back after this. Okay, I have 2 portals now. This one goes to the side of spawn chunks, this one will go to the portal lift. So I've got one portal down, like I said, that y equals 21, and the other one is up pretty high in the sky. So this one here is on the edge. As you can see, I've done lots of stages in between I need to clear up, and the other one goes all the way up there. Now the objective is to link it up so that I can choose to either go down there and that portal, or all the way up there. It is quite far, and they all sync up perfectly so that the right hand portal goes to the lift, the left hand one doesn't. So this one's actually taken out at the moment, and the majority portal is the one in the sky, I believe. Right on there, and I should come out at the top of the world now, I believe. Yes, I am. There we are. So that is the principle. Now I've got a portal at the bottom, portal at the top. Whenever this portal is lit, then I come up here as standard. Whenever the bottom one is lit and this one isn't, then I'll go down there. So this one is the majority one, or just the overriding one, whatever you want. This one is always connected first, and then that one's looked at. So we are at y equals 200 up here. I was actually worried because I came up here and then I was thinking, where are the clouds? So I went and turned the clouds on and saw them. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to have my base inside clouds, am I? But no, I'm above the clouds, so it's okay. Now I'm going to put some redstone to go all the way down there, through the witch place, all the way up here. So that's the next objective. I'm going to set that up, and then we're going to do some testing. So, back in a sec. Okay, some more digging later and some designing. I figured I actually need some cobwebs. So to go get myself a Silk Touch book, took long enough. I'm actually going to make a Silk Touch shears now. I think it's only my second one ever doing this, and you can't actually repair them afterwards. I did actually try, not with iron bars anyway. So if we hop over to my redstone. Okay, so here's my original portal lift. Now this worked on the principle that if you're down here, you can turn this thing on. It's going to send down here, go to a timer, activate a little flip-flop, and then activate the correct portal. So either the top one or the bottom one, and it'll just take turns either way. 2 redstone circuits going up, changing different bits. So one for a dispenser for flint steel, and the other one to go to a pulsar to use a water bucket. Now that was working on a principle that I would end up using more than one floor. So 1 floor, 2 floor, then 3, 4, 5, 6, and see if I could make it bigger. So do a sort of floor selection. Now I'm only looking for a 2 portal design, so I've been playing around with this. When I start off, because we know the top portal, if it's on, doesn't matter if the other one's on at all, you'll always go to the top. So the default setting is always to the top. So when we're looking at this, I'm representing the purple bit as a portal in, and the bits on the side just showing a portal, just mapping it out. It's easier to think about it. So if I want to go up, then there's a portal down at the bottom. I hit a button. That then activates a dispenser at the top, which I flint steel in, and light top portal. When I walk through this portal, and then walk back through into the overworld, I end up there. Simple enough. That's going up. So once I've hit that and gone up, I've got 2 portals which have got stuff on. So if I walk through this portal into Nether, and walk back again, I'll come back here. Now to get around that, I have to set in a timer and something to turn the portal off. Now this is the point that we're in spawn chunks. First thing is that redstone can go more than 128 blocks. It can go infinitely inside the spawn chunks themselves, and the redstone will also work when I'm not in the spawn chunks. So this would update even though I wasn't actually loading up myself. There we are. So if I want to go back down, I need to, first of all, it starts off with a portal. So it's also a quick reset just to turn it on if I mess up some timings. I'll press this, walk through, and then as it takes a few seconds to walk through either side, you have to give it a little bit of time there. Now I've set a little timer in this with the cobweb. That's why I needed the shears. That's the only reason I needed them. So then you would still be in the nether. You'd walk back through though, and because that's gone now, you would end up down here. And that's the whole principle of the portal lift. Now I tried to make a smallish timer, and this is about as small as I could probably make it, with a reset as well. So you can only actually use this every 5 minutes because you have to wait for the item to despawn. Not really much problem there though, personally. Going back down isn't much a problem because you can just ender pearl if you really need to. But just a nice thing to be able to go up and down with portals, especially if you just want to press that and get the portal to be destroyed and then go away somewhere, even if you ender pearl out somewhere or anything else. So the next time you come, you automatically go down there, not up here. So it's just a different way of doing it, and of course if I come up some other way I can just reset it anyway. So that's the whole point of this, and to use a 1-2 pulsar to the back, so you get hit one with 1 pulse, that puts the water out. 2 ticks later you get it pulsed again, so it pulls it back in. So the water doesn't actually spill anywhere, it just stays there and just breaks the source. So that's what we're going to be doing, and the only bit I need going up is 1 redstone tower. So unfortunately I do need to have a piece of redstone going up, otherwise I couldn't turn the portal on when it was off. But other than that, that should be the only piece of redstone I need going between the 2 layers. So we'll need to make some sort of little tower in the middle, which is fine to be honest, and should be fine. I might be able to fit other things in there as well. Maybe I want to do a sort of hopper chain system inside of it at some point. Could be an idea. But anyway, I'm going to start building this in survival now, and I'll get back to you when it's done. Okay, so portal lift is now done. It's that thing up in the sky. The only thing connecting it is a redstone torch tower. I've got my ladder there still as well, but that can go away whenever. So go through to the nether and give you a look at how this is working. So it's really fast on the way up. I can just walk straight through. So this will go straight to the bottom to begin with, where we have the storage room. I've mapped out the first 4 chunks, just around and made some space. That one there is the slime chunk. So that's a nice little way to do that. And I would need to do a lot of digging and blasting and everything else when I work out how big I want this, where I want to have everything, how much storage I want and everything else. It's going to be quite a while to think about that. Now if I want to go up, just press that button. Now the portal above is already lit now, because of that redstone torch tower. So through to the nether and back through straight away. No need to wait at all. So that's a very nice way up. And then we're up at y equals 200. Pretty cool. Very nice. So as this is actually using a cobweb, I have to wait 20 seconds. Now I have gone through this a few times, so I need to reset this actually before I can show you again. Like so. And in this you can throw as many items as you want. I probably don't want to use that one though. I'll take them back. So it's got a whole load of items in there which can be used just for the timer. And I can fill up a double chest here if I want to. It's not going to run out, to be honest. So if I just hit that button, it starts the timer, ejects an item out. I've got 20 seconds now to wait to go to the bottom. So it's not actually a very long time to wait. I'll come through for a few seconds and then I can go back. We'll try that one. It's not too bad at all. And there we are. Very good. So that's the way up and down, and of course I can just walk through either portal and go over there if I want to. Just a good fun way of doing it. So the next challenge I have is looking at how I want to get minecarts to here, because of course I don't want the minecarts to interfere with the portal up there or down here or over that side. It has to be far enough away so that it doesn't interfere with them and that I can plan it quite easily in the nether. And also I need it so that I don't know where I'm going to do it, maybe over there somewhere. It can be far enough away so that it can have a track leading from the portal to an unloading area, so that it can unload the items into hoppers, into the system. I don't need to really worry about having it right next to the chests. There's not really a concern there at all. But it's got to be nice enough so that it's easy to place it. After I start building farms around, it needs to all link in still. So I may even have it so that I can send minecart chests from farms or from other locations and they'll match up to the same place with a master in slot. I don't know, I'm just thinking about it at the moment. It takes a lot of thinking to come up with these things, it seems, especially world planning. So next thing is the minecart portal. So I'm going to get on with that and I'll be back with you with some progress. So I've been playing around with dimensions. Now I'm picking this 4 chunks in the middle as the central hub. Then I've mapped out 3 chunks in each direction, which will be the branches. Now off of that I would have all the storage I want in a nice dome. There's going to be a lot of space for that. Then behind this one I want to have the smelting area, and I don't know what else actually, just smelting maybe, and another 3 chunks this way. But at the back of this is where all the stuff will come in from the next portal. And also when I build my gold farm, this is where the gold will probably come in through, which would be really, really cool to have. Now I set up a little mock thing just to show the principles behind this. This is the portal and it's not that far away from the edge of the spawn chunks. You see that bit over there is the edge. So it's near enough away to be plenty out of the way of all the portals we've been playing with, and a nice area so that they come through to here. I want items to come through into a system here. That can go wherever I want, sorting systems, whatever. I may even move this portal up a few blocks actually, maybe 10-20 blocks, so that I can have space for droppers to go down, hoppers to go downwards into sorting systems. Might be an idea there actually, might do that. Anyway, this bit here is the 3rd chunk, so all of them come up to this distance from the middle. So I've got this extra bit of room at the edge to play around with, redstone, hoppers, sorting systems, everything else. Plenty of space to do lots of good things. And what I've done is also blocked off the back of the portal. Now this stops any minecart coming through going that way. They'll always come through this side now and then hit this rail, get powered along and sent through to the chest. So just to show you the principle, we're going to throw one through with some stuff in and just check that it works. Okay, so that's the other portals we saw before, and this portal is quite way away from them. We put a storage minecart there, throw some stuff in, we let that go. Now I'm going to wait a couple of minutes just for that to empty out and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've left it a while now, and properties of spawn chunks allow that all those things in spawn chunks are active all the time. So minecarts and sorting systems work when you're not there. Now all I need to do is from my mines or wherever else I am, I can send a minecart through to this portal. As long as I'm within loading range of this portal, I can get the minecart to stay active and then go through the portal. From then, as soon as it goes through, I can go off and do whatever I want. I can teleport somewhere else, I can go through a portal, I can do mining somewhere. Doesn't matter where I go, this sorting system and processing system will still work. Let's go have a little look at this, and it's going to heavily feature in my gold farm, which is going to be hilariously big. So that minecart is now empty and it's all in here. Just shows you that it's an easy way to unload stuff. Now this is just room for maybe 2 carts and they might bounce off of each other or something. I want to make it so that when they come through, when it gets bigger, I might have somewhere so that minecarts come off, fall down into a ditch, and which have hoppers everywhere, so that you get a whole load to come through. Now eventually you need to come through and empty all these minecarts away, because there's going to be a problem. Or I could do some sort of system where the cart gets broken and then the stuff gets cycled through to the droppers. Could be a bit more risky there. You probably won't do that with diamonds, so I have to have a look at that at some point. But that's the principle so far. Now for the gold farm, I'm going to be designing before the end of episode 10. I'm going to do a king designs on that. Should be a very, very fun thing to watch. It won't be what I'm going to be doing directly onto here, but showing the principles behind it. Now for this, I need gold farm above the nether. I'll explain why the reasons are for that later on some of the time. But up here, I need to go above the bedrock and make another portal of this, the same place. And then we have a little test of throwing things through that portal and seeing where they go. Now they should just go to the overworld. And if I cover hoppers all around that portal in the overworld, we should be able to collect up anything that comes through. So I'm going to set that up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready for testing now. So I've changed this all to hoppers underneath, out the back as well. I've removed the little block here, and then to power these rails still, just to show that I can do this, I'm powering them from above so that only the rail block is actually powered, not the block underneath it. So I can still send things through here and it will work completely fine. If I just chuck that minecart through, it comes out here. So it shows that you can mix the two together. I can do two systems on one portal and it will work fine. Now if I go through here, we need to go on top of the nether. Now I'll explain exactly why in the next King Designs, because it's just more fun that way. And if we just go up here, there's a trick that's been in the game for a very long time. This is the top block of the nether, and there's quite a lot of them around. You just got to find a nice little way of doing it. Put a ladder on it, it's just easier. You fire in the corner and walk up, and on top you go. So all I've done here is set up a load of portals. So this is the side spawn chunks, this is the middle, or the portal lift, and this is the minecart one. Set up a little timer here and put some stuff in these dispensers. Note there's rail in there and powered rail in there. Ooh, let's turn this little clock on. It's going to keep pulsing quite quickly, and all these will just empty out. So just wait for that for a second. Now the point of this is that this is demonstrating what I will have on my gold farm. So the gold farm will be producing tons and tons of stuff. It needs to be sorted and then piled through to a system like this, where it can be fired through onto the overworld incredibly quickly. Yeah, that's already gone. So I need to deal with a huge amount of items to go through and be sorted on the other side as well. So that should be really cool to have. Now if we go through here, hopefully it's all in the chest. So straight away, oh, it's coming still actually. So you can see they're coming through, and they're actually going through these hoppers here. They are. So it's working completely fine. It's all going in. Now I may need to have even more hoppers and things to be able to handle a huge amount of items, and that's really what could be the limit of this gold farm I do. There's a principle that works. Okay, it's now time to start looking at a few of the farms which I haven't really quite finished off yet. So we're looking at the spider farm mostly, I think. We need to finish off the hoppers and get it so that I can send carts through the nether with stuff in from there to here, allow it to be collected into here. Now this is obviously just a mock-up still, it's going to get a lot bigger. We also need to look at how to get the items from the witch farm to a sorting system, and I also need to sort it into big chests. Now it's going to be a bit different because I need to have a sorting system at the witch farm itself, so that when the drops come down I can get rid of the things I don't want. Maybe have a gigantic overflow for all the types of things. So I'm looking at maybe 50 or 100 type of gunpowder chests and such like that, so that when it comes through, the bottom bit of it will come into the sorting system, and then all the rest will just be gigantic mass storage, because there will be a lot of it and I will not be able to hold that in a storage system here. So some of it I want to hold, maybe, keep maybe 5 double chests worth of sugar and all that. Once that's overflowed, I want it all just be destroyed, because I don't want the entities at all. So that's the next thing to do. So I'm going to see you back at the spider farm once I've done some more progress. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done a whole load of work on the spider farm. If you haven't seen this before, there's a triple spider spawner near my end portal. One's a dungeon spider, and then 2 are poisonous. So all I did was make a drop elevator going up the chest. So there's one chest of the stuff coming up. So I can AFK here and get loads and loads of string, and it's pretty darn fast, to be honest, when it gets going. So you can sit here and collect for a while and then go. That's the only reason for having this bit here. No, this is an AFK spot. Safe for light, I can sleep here if I want to. A couple of random chests with stuff left over. Very basic. But down here I've gone and changed it. So this drop elevator is just a normal thing, I've done loads of them. But down here it's nice and OCD safe now. Very OCD safe. So I've changed up the floor. I rearranged the hoppers and placed them all down now, so it's complete floor. Put carpet on top. Did the same thing with Enderman Farm like this. I went and put the glowstone underneath the hoppers when there wasn't bedrock. So it's a nice OCD safe, nice clean load of rooms. Very, very pleasing to my eyes. Very good. So I've gone and added something else to this as well, and this is a feature which hopefully will be in every single type of little outpost thing like this that I will do. Now I just want it so that Nether connects to all different places like this for each type of farm I want, every different location, so a spider one, a skeleton one, everything else. And then I'll go back and let's say I take these items like so, and we'll go through. Now I want to send these items back. Maybe I want to go back to AFKing. No, if I just come out here, I'll put down a minecart here, we'll fill it up with these, and we'll say off you go. Now this is going to be a feature for every single type of farm like I said, and even my mine shaft and everything else. I'll come through into Nether, put a minecart down, dump stuff into it, send it off, wait a few seconds for it to go through to the other portal, and then I go back through this portal and carry on what I was doing. No need to stay here at all, no need to go back to spawn chunks. So I'm going to set up a little train track going all the way around the corner, and with half steps on top, we just get around there. Now I will want to set up a signal system, because depending on which farm bit you're at, or if we're at say the mine shaft here, I want to know that the minecart has reached the end before I go back through the portal, so that it can start to be sorted or processed in the meantime. And let's wait for a second though. So I do want some sort of signal, so I'm thinking of having one of the pressure plate, one of the detector rails here, with a redstone signal to it, so that it can be sent to maybe a glowstone lamp at every portal, so that when a cart passes here, every single lamp will flash. Now with redstone, should be quite easy to go underneath this bit here. Could be a lot of wiring, but it could be good fun, so that I can sit there, put the cart through, wait a few seconds, wait for the light to blink, and then I go back through the portal. Be nice and easy. So let's go back through here. That should have given us some time for some of the string to unload, just to show the principle working. Here we are, cart is here, some of it's already gone through, and there we are. So that's the principle of it. I don't need to be here at all. Very, very cool. And I can definitely do that for all of the minecart systems, for the tunnels and the mining place and everything else. That'd be really nice to do. Now the final thing I want to do today is organise the witch farm like I said, and I'll do the same principle again like I said. I keep repeating myself today I think. I want to sort out some items and keep them, and then dump the rest when I have enough. Same thing with the overflow in the Enderman Farm design. It's going to be a bit more complicated than that though I think, so we'll be looking at that now. So we'll do some more work with that, and then I'll be back for another little show. Okay, so I probably shouldn't have left this to the end of an episode, because not as many people watch it, but I could probably done a whole episode just building this thing. This is my automatic sorter for my witch farm. It will save up to 3 chests, double chests of each item. Anything extra it will get rid of and destroy. So let's go look at the top first, to be honest. Up here I've made it slime proof-ish. So you see these cactuses everywhere. These are going to kill slimes when they spawn or when they fall down. Let me just go into the back here. That's important because this chunk here, this little edge in that colour, is actually a slime chunk, so slimes will spawn down here naturally. It doesn't matter about the light at all. So there will be some slimes down here normally, before the ones that might fall down from there. So these cactuses will get rid of that, which is very nice to have. Now the light's also there to make sure mobs don't spawn otherwise, apart from slimes. Now down here, this I'm really pleased with actually. I think it's going to work out very, very well. So all the items come down to this sorting system. So first of all, I've got a filter for each item that I'm sorting, and also I'm sorting slime balls, and there we are. Anything extra that doesn't get sorted from that will go into this end one and down at the end. We'll see that in a second. So this is just a normal item sorter. So many people have done this, I wouldn't even know who the original person was. So it just goes down here, turns it on, items come into here. That's where a normal system would probably stop, I guess. But now I've got a overflow system and a sorting system here. So when the item comes through into a chest, it will get sucked down into this hopper here. Now for hoppers, they first of all act as an inventory and then a hopper. I guess the best way to explain it. So if something comes into this, first of all it acts like an inventory, so the hopper below it will take the item from it before it starts working like a hopper and transfer the item somewhere else. So the priority is always going down if there is a hopper below it. So instead of going into this chain here, it'll go down, go into this chest, and it can't because it's going to go down first, and then same, it's going to go down first, and ends up in the bottom. Now when this chest is full up, it will then back up this hopper, and then go into this chest, and so on, keep going up. Once it gets to the top, it's going to go into this hopper chain going around the side, and then go into this little dropper, and go into a cactus and get destroyed. Got a nice little clock on that. Now, that was quite hard to think of how to do. And this will just get rid of the items and just destroy them. Now, I was playing with a design that I was doing that made it so that the filter went straight across this bit here, in like a row there. Now that wouldn't work because they would have overflowed the next chest along. But how I've done this is that this chain is completely independent from the chests. No, once those ones overflow, they come into here and then go along here. They don't go anywhere else at all, they don't go into chests, they just come straight along and into here. And that should work perfectly. Now I'm going to cover this up quite nicely. I'm really pleased with this actually, it looks quite good. So let's see, just cover this one over and then it's done, I guess. So I might move these chests around somewhere at some point, but I know that it works in its situation here. Very, very nice. And of course I'm just transferring between trap chests and normal chests. I'm sure you can give that as a given. And this one at the end, the ender pearl one, is just the overflow of any different types of items, not the overflow of excess items. And I'm just using the sorter with ender pearls because I don't expect to put ender pearls to the system, so they should be pretty good. I could rename the ender pearls with an anvil, but it doesn't really matter for the moment. And we are actually very close to the center of the place we started up with. Look down here, and you can see there's a slime because that's a slime chunk. So I may want to move this down even more, but I also want to avoid the void fog. So as this is so close to the witch farm, I may need to rethink how I've done this bit here. So I may want it so that these massive load of hoppers come down one step and then go over here somewhere and then get sorted out there, instead of having it all here. But for the moment, it's a nice little place to put it. And if I want to as well, I can just keep digging out the floor. And so what I like about it, I can just keep making the storage go down, 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 down. So that could be really nice to do as well, especially for the gunpowder, because I don't really mind if these overflow or if these overflow. But I also might want to use these sticks for a furnace system instead of using coal. Could be a good idea there. And the rest isn't as of much of a consequence. So that is my progress for today, and I don't even have time to kill it with it today. Maybe I'll do it next time. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and if you have enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. It really does give me a good pointer that you're enjoying what I'm doing. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you next time.